Mannion or Bob Chicarillo, we come to
Yeah.
see y'all. You
Yeah.
women, men and women, and it should be where there should be like pension when we retire, so you have something in your pocket. It
Yeah.
should be health, life insurance. You have kids. That would be great for your children. Like in when you're part of a union, you pay your union dues. That money should goes into helping you, and also the IFBB, NPC, they get a good chunk of change from sponsors and with deals with companies. That should go into helping y'all out in the long run. Because think about it, when you say, you know what, I keep paying my pro card, so whenever I feel like retire, hey, I got my pension waiting for me. I got my insurance, stuff like that. It really helped me out because that's the thing is, there's a lot of more risk. Last year we just had a lot of bodybuilders passing away. I know,
Yeah.
yeah, and just doing GoFundmes and stuff like that for them. The ones that were lucky ones who had money and sponsors, they were lucky, but some others are not as lucky.
Yeah. Yeah. It was a lot of tragedy last year for sure.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was crazy. I think one thing was dealing with the virus. One thing, the Toronto Pro was canceled, and then
Yep.
and they brought it back. Last year, and it was four women. And you were at there. You were at the show, and then it was four women for women to bodybuilding again.
Yeah. Well, they had it in December, and then they just had it this past weekend. And one of the things, Toronto Pro used to be, they had a huge expo downtown, and with the pandemic and everything, they moved it out by the airport. So it's good that they were able to have the show. It'd be really nice to see them able to move it back down to the bigger venue and be able to have the expo, because I think that would attract a lot more athletes. So we'll see next year. I think they're just trying to do their best with the circumstances, and but it was a small show compared to how it's been in the past. It's been a
Yeah, because
um,
yeah, I know.
yeah,
Taylor. She competed there last couple of times. I was talking to her. I said, "Why not compete
yeah,
this?" She said, "Nah, She wants to focus on another show here in the states." And
yeah,
that could have been a show that she probably could have. Hey, depending on where you look at the lineup, she probably could have. She took fourth last year. That was kind of disappointing. Because, I was hoping she would make three top. Top.
yeah,
You know,
yeah.
but it's just the judges. I don't know. Some of these judges, it's crazy. It's like I don't like I said, as a fan, I don't understand. Sometimes I see some people on there say, you know what, how this person,
Yeah.
beats out this person, and it's wild. I mean, and as a competitor, what is your mindset about this? How judges, pick and choose, and just
So I have a little different view on that because I was a judge for many years. So kind of when I was getting towards the end of my competing time, the first time around, I got involved in judging. Actually, promoted Laura and I promoted some local shows here. Um, but when I'm watching a show, especially live stream, sometimes even if you're in the audience and sitting at that table, 20 feet away from the athletes, they look different. So it is a different perspective they have. And I think when they're the pro level, everybody's good. So it's just how they see it that day and who stands out. And usually, yes, I mean, there's lots of times where I think, well, if I'd been in that chair, I might have had the order a little bit differently. But I think overall, when you got a panel, you've got usually 5 or 7, sometimes 9 judges in the big shows, and hopefully that balances things out. So you're not just getting one person's kind of take on it. You get everybody to um, score the division, and hopefully that balances it out. But yeah, I mean, I think we all look at it sometimes and go, well, I'm not sure I would have had it in that order, but it is what it is, right?
yeah. All right. Here we got here, man. Our man Jay here. Fantastic. Crab muscular pose, Melanie. He loves the
Thank you.
crab pose, yeah. And also, he's saying like this. Question for Melanie: what are your thoughts on Miss Olympia champions Andrea Shaw and women's physique champion, Olympic champion Sarah Vigas, personally as athletes? And what's your opinion on as these ladies, I would say, are now the gold standard
Yeah,
for both their divisions.
yeah,
And where she came in, she was rigidly physique competitor. She went up a couple of years ago. Then she won her. She comes out the gate when they brought back Miss Olympia, win Miss Olympia back to back, and then here comes Sarah, who beats out somebody like Shanique Grant, and then and now she's also the back to back champion.
yeah. I mean, they're both obviously the best in the world right now. So, um, Andrea, yeah, she sort of burst onto the scene a couple of years ago and just dominated the Rising Phoenix and the Olympia, and that's tough to do. And you've got Margie Martins and Helen Trevino, and I mean there's some really good women's bodybuilders right now. So to come in and not out of nowhere, but just be relatively new and be at that caliber that you can take those titles, I think is really impressive. Got an amazing physique. It'll be I think it'll be tough to beat her, but we never know who's going to come up or who's going to get better. And Sarah, same thing. Like she's obviously got that crazy conditioning. It's interesting when you look. I don't know her personally, but when you look back at some of her pictures earlier as an athlete, the amount of muscle she's been able to add and how she's developed her physique is really impressive. So yeah, but I mean, I've got respect for pretty much anybody who does this because I know what goes into it. But when you're at that level, it's yeah, those are people I look up to, and so when you're striving to be better, so when you're thinking in the gym about, do I want to do this extra cardio today or not? Those are the people I'm thinking of.
Yeah, because what's our Andrea,
Yeah,
she kind of reminded me of Audrey Harris White, right about the jaw and the face line.
yeah. When
Yeah,
you're talking about the muscle belly, so she has those beautiful, like big round muscle bellies. She's got just the way they flow in her body. She's got a really nice flow to her physique. Nothing missing. She doesn't really have any. There are some athletes where you go, they need to bring up the back or they need a bit more calves or whatever, but there's not really much there that she needs to improve. So, yeah.
yeah, that's pretty good. We're getting a lesson here from this lovely lady who is a wife, a mother, a former judge, a competitor who stood on the shoulders of
Giants.
giants, and it's great because, like I said, I love talking. I love to talk to the ladies who have, like I call it this, had their boots on the ground, 10 toes down, who has seen it, done it. People like I said, like a dear friend, Miss Rhonda Lee, Nancy Lewis. I did interview her back with Sue Price.
She was my idol. So Sue Price. It's funny you mentioned her name because she wasn't. She's like people that you talk to today. They don't remember her like they would remember, Linda and Kim Shabbat, the top girls, Mickey Gates. But she was short too, right?
Yeah,
But
I think
man,
she was
she
like
had
5'1".
yeah,
Yes, amazing physique.
yeah,
I think one thing, she had a great physique, a
yep,
pretty face. I mean,
yes,
that was the thing that, I mean, if she would have been a physique competitor today, I think she'd done pretty good. I think
100%. Yeah,
100%. I mean, right now, while back, she had shoulder surgery. She works, she lives in California. She's like yourself. She has both her son and daughter. They're twins. They're fraternal twins. And we try to keep it. I just did a birthday video for her. She's a big Brian May fan from Queen. I mean, usually
okay,
supposed to be like Freddie Mercury, but Brian May. Okay, that's right.
okay.
Yeah, but like I say, women like you who
Put
have.
you put Sue beside Juliana Malacarni. That'd be kind of an interesting
Oh,
comparison.
oh yeah. Oh wow, Julianne. Ooh, yeah. He beat Donnelly Bailey. The first when she
Yeah.
came back the second time, and I think that, she just recently just had a child, so also go.
Yes. Yeah.
And someone like I'm trying to think of somebody else. Like put aside like Sarah Vilgas, how she did get Sarah. I mean,
Yep.
with her looks and her physique. I mean, she did pretty good. And this is what I was thinking about how, the divisions have been changing. And
Yes.
we talked about the Arnold earlier. I was watching some videos from behind the stage, where like
Yeah.
backstage videos from the Arnold,
Yeah.
and I'm telling you, the figure and fitness women are starting to look more like physique.
Yeah.
And
Especially figure.
yeah, it's
So
like someone like Jessica Padilla Reyes, who I follow. Also, there's An Jung from South Korea. I mean, even you look at somebody like Erica Deer, who's in fitness,
yeah.
and Mitzi Trescott, you wouldn't think, because well, you remember fitness was created for alternative for female body. Like another great Canadian who did that was Sharon Bernot, who switched from
Yes.
women's bodybuilding to fitness for a good minute. Michelle Rabelais, the late Laura Bass, a couple of other, I don't can't forget also Kim Zavetsky. But then figure was created as alternative. It's kind of like, I think it was pre-bikini for bikini. But
Yeah.
women are getting to the level where they're getting those muscle bellies. They're getting the striations. It's
Yeah.
supposed to be a little bit more softer, pull them back away